So I've already written to Central about suspecting that I may have been plausibly deniably scapegoated for loss of State Department personnel and resources. And that's not the sort of thing that the CIA needs to scapegoat me for, or DOD. I mean, I'm already fiercely loyal to the guy in the trenches, regardless of, being a civilian. Any differences with command? You don't need to make an enemy of me to guarantee my loyalty. Besides, would there be any room for this misperception if it weren't for all the faggots? Would we need this kind of bullshit? I remember when some mujahideen attacked the Marines and tried to rape him in the shower and got his ass kicked and said it was because he was gay. Of course it's because you were gay, Haji. You had a boner. It's not worth it. This is not peace. What am I supposed to do? Eat your fucking gun. Demonetize attrition. Stop acting like it's a campaign fund. So the Saudis co-opted some responsibility for investigations. Waterboarding was banned, and they perfected the art of cover-ups for over a decade. And then they tried me. And they got their asses kicked. And now it's all, Allahu Akbar. Islam believes our ancestors escaped enslavement by theirs, and we are all born fugitives of a debt that can never be repaid. Why are we forced to the table with these barbarians to begin with? The ultimate injustice. Well, how did they know about it before us? So, you can't ban waterboarding. Quit wasting everybody's time. What about the free press? Well, you're not conscripting 3-year-olds into a free press. Is the King of England threatened by false sovereignty? Can we scientifically define sovereignty as more than just the right to point the finger with no investigation unless you shoot them? All the world's a stage and we are merely players, but the blood is real. Knighthood. You see this? My democracy is the Bill of Rights. First, do no harm, or you're not a doctor. King or not. All the ancient kings of Greece were bloodthirsty warlords, but they had an agreement. What gives us the right to rule this place? Why should I come to your defense? Some obsessive compulsive flat earth global nanny state trying to categorize everybody, and everybody has to have a king or they're not allowed to engage in tea. Remember the Romanov massacre? Archduke Franz Ferdinand can't uninvent the wheel like it's the guns. Turns out Islam is not a proper classical religion. Protestantism's not far behind. But if you don't have flat earth pretending to be the Catholic Church, that Catholic Church over there doesn't necessarily have to agree with this one over here. Watch out for this guy. He's a rightful heir to the throne, going around opposing letting the Nigerians take over the Vatican after getting Ronald Reagan and John Paul II shot so they could force us to fight a war on drugs with rainbows. It's a danger, a heretic. But we saw what? Say it. Use your words. Because it's not God, I guarantee that. Not some jealous boyfriend or like forbidden whatever. Like, I got faggots following me around taking basically human shields on paper because Hamas has these child brides over here and they're not allowed to turn out to be a boy. Meanwhile, these idiot doctors act like it's a challenge. Got to maintain our portion of the defense industry and then act like, look at it for what it really is. These idiots don't believe in any God but themselves, and they sent themselves to put an end to our heresy. Just gotta blame somebody because there's no real sovereignty behind it. But the Jews are kosher. First, do no harm, or you're not a doctor. You're not a Jew, you're not a king, and you're not much of a pirate. So we're locked in a burning building. She knows where the key is, but she won't say it for some reason. There's not enough water to put the fire out, but there's enough to find out where the key is. That's a life or death situation. Waterboarding is a life-saving medical device. In reality, they just don't want to tell us because they don't want anything to happen to their people. But if we don't find out the truth, what about our people? Who's going to defend their people if we don't do something about the people doing it? And then there's the golden calf. It's protected. It's part of our religion. The Jews think we're golden calf worshippers. Where'd they get that impression? It is the year of our Lord 2024 because the Messiah was resurrected to forgive any excuse. He forgave the eternal Muslim, flat earth, Zoroastrian debt to our children that they follow him around for, granting wishes. Oh, we owe this kid. Our sworn enemy. So that's why Roe versus Wade and all the satanic cults and Sharon Tate and etc. We're not just like looking for the leak. There's heretics covering up their tracks, pointing the finger. They say it's only treason if you lose, but heresy against God is forever. It's not protected under the First Amendment. We've been calling for a Russian Inquisition for 4 years. Oh, they locked up some journalist, whatever, keep going. 17 years, well, find the real guy and, maybe clear him. Religion is a search for universal and eternal truth. There's an element of the afterlife. It's not a global contest for biggest chicken shit. But waterboarding can kill you, not if it's done responsibly. I mean, the object isn't just to force a false confession out of somebody or uncover a leak so you can stay in charge of losing a holy war to the third world. When you're not allowed to find a leak in situations of national security, you're just under attack. I've been saying you can't ban waterboarding for 20 years. The guys pretending to negotiate while they raped 84,000 Boy Scouts are acting like I'm not allowed. It's a moral objection. It's a pee-pee. Yeah, I was like 5, 6 years old, dragging up stuff. When I was about 5 years old, I got caught by a neighbor topping off a 2-liter bottle of my own special recipe. He said, "What are you doing there?" I said, "I'm gonna make him drink it." Being 5 years old, I did not have the wherewithal to explain that I was about to dose an abusive cokehead. So they called me crazy. Wait till we leave, make something out of it. I've never sold cocaine. Your protection. They keep getting their asses kicked and acting like they're the boss of me. Act like our population credit is their own personal credit line. Like we're just bank chips for them to gamble with, and then they lose. And they double down, take a dive, act like they meant to do it. You cannot invoke sovereignty, declare bankruptcy, leverage one tribe after the next with no skin in the game, and act like you're some kind of fiscal fucking genius. Sigmund Freud was a deviant predatory abomination. He went into exile right before the Holocaust for shoving grams of cocaine up little girls' noses with his boyfriends. For the past almost 100 years, he has been slowly but surely becoming the father of modern psychology and healthcare, and he has been generating excuses for these goddamn skin puppets to follow our kids around. And if there's nothing wrong with them, there's no reason for their involvement to begin with. So they try to, maybe it's not the standard, maybe not all of them have heard of this, but in some cases it's not unimaginable. Act like you just don't have to take no for an answer. I know exactly who my attacker was, which brings us to Gandhi. The Rhodesians have been oppressed on false pretense for ranging cattle for over 100 years because Gandhi was not Hindu. Do the Zulu not partake of the sacred cow? I think I see what's going on here. Now, what is the media's objection that wasn't a direct result of their own bullshit? Harvard should disband Skull and Bones, even if we trade them, if we give them a concession, let them sit at the head of the table if they swear the Hippocratic Oath. Because if they're allowed to do it, it's not like it's a big secret. Other people are doing it too. First, do no harm or you're not a doctor. You're unfit for public office. What's the argument? We don't let the Muslims rape everybody. Russia's going to attack us. Normalize dumb doctors. Let the public have some confidence that the snake oil industry is not infallible, and get these charlatans down off their high horse. Nobody likes a hero. Well, if everybody knows that they are capable of mistakes from time to time, now heroes are allowed. Look what they did to Justin Trudeau, his family. Like, Junior, just listen to me. Stepbrother, what are you doing? First, do no harm or you're not a doctor. And the competition gets fierce in the third world for our tea market. And then you got the insurance company trying to tell me how to build airplanes. Flat earth nanny state social justice rapists already got an ambassador killed. Must we tolerate a zombie apocalypse turning the earth flat so they can search for the world's biggest chicken shit and make him their global flat earth leader? Trudeau's over there with his muscles like, it's not me. Meanwhile, he's over there posing with the cult. I know who my actual attacker was. Act like we're obligated to go to World War III. I could just throw you out of the ring. We don't know what to do about Gandhi's non-aggression pact, like we're obligated to treat it the same as Swiss neutrality in the meantime. Quantify a conventional foreign attack. The internet is a series of tubes. Has to be all that guy's fault. You'd be in deep shit if it was. I don't know the first thing about IT hacking. Well, why is it his fault? Oh, it must be whatever he's doing. Money going out the window. Oh, it's whatever he's doing right now. Really, in the eyes of God, shouldn't be a problem if you're not a fag. This is why he's sick. No, it's not, you idiot. Sick because I got homos and fucking retards following me around. Feminazi grandma and her gay mafia roommate think they're the king and queen of England.